Hi, Anti-Society. Welcome back to the Anti-Social Planet. Today, we're getting into some more Tower of God Webtoon, and y'all, I am not ready for these chapters. We ended off the last one with Bomb going nuclear. He seems unhinged. He seems angry. He seems desperate. And more importantly, he seems completely against the idea of being separated from Rachel in any kind of way. So I personally am very nervous and tense going into this chapter, but I gotta know what happens. I gotta know how this turns out. Let's just find out. The way he just casually KO'd Daniel, though, all this lead up about his character, and Bomb just one-shotted him. It's not even a dignified way. That's scary, Mom. You're being scary. If you could just calm down. If you could not stomp on anyone as well. I bet Rachel was also like, it's fine. Bomb is a cinnamon bun. I can just play the villain and I could just say whatever I want and go off into the sunset and he'll be upset, but whatever. I can just continue with my plan. And she was not ready for post-Violet Bomb era. And it shows. I don't think anyone's really ready. Go Berserk is a good description of what is happening right now. Good choice of words there. He is not listening. Good question. How are you supposed to stop that? Here's the thing though, being like, hey, you can't use all this power. It could do this awful thing to you. It could do all these other awful things. How much does Bomb care about that right now? Because like when it comes down to it, the thing that Bomb has been like single-mindedly going after this whole time, the only reason he stepped foot in the tower is because he wanted to be with Rachel. And I've talked about other characters of like how they're willing to sacrifice a bunch. Talked about in the last chapter, a couple chapters, of how Casanova is scary because he's willing to sacrifice basically everything, right? He's willing to die for his cause. Is Bomb willing to die for the sake of at least being with Rachel at the end? I don't know. And that's what scares me. I don't really know when push comes to shove how much Bomb is willing to sacrifice in order to be with Rachel, because I think he legitimately does not know what to do without her. He does not have a purpose without pursuing her and having her in his life, and that's scary and toxic, and I don't like it. Ooh, this standoff though. Anyone else tense? Anyone else feel like their parents are arguing and you're like stuck in the middle? Okay, I take offense to him being like, you were happy back then. How do you know? Honestly, did you ask? Did she say that? Clearly she wasn't happy enough because she left, right? Clearly it wasn't enough for her because she has chosen something. I can't believe I'm standing up for Rachel. People should buy a lottery ticket or something because apparently weird things are happening. But did you ask her though? Or are you just assuming because that's how you felt? You don't get to tell her how she felt. I'm just saying. I don't like her though. I shouldn't stand up for her in any way. Maybe it's good that you don't understand, honestly. Hello, other hooded person that we haven't been properly introduced to yet. I didn't know you had a death wish. I love all the blur motion there. Also the just like where his foot was. Dang. Good luck with that. You just watched him KO Daniel and you're like, yeah, I can take him. Who are you, sir? Person? I shouldn't assume a gender, but he's pretty good what he does. I think that too. I'm like, just because he has the power doesn't mean that his body is capable of doing anything with it, right? Being able to move super fast because you're able to control enough Shinsu to do that is one thing. It's another thing for your body to be able to hold up, right? You can punch someone with a bunch of Shinsu like reinforcing that attack, but it's not gonna stop your fist from breaking on impact because your body just isn't built to withstand that kind of force hitting it, right? You know what I mean? I think it's just like, ow. Oh yeah, Casano's also going nuclear. That's also a thing going on in the peripheral. Just the whoops. A little complicated. A little. We passed a little complicated 100 chapters ago. Over 100. It's been a while since we passed complicated. Too early. When did you want him to go to Berserk? I thought we were avoiding Berserk. Like that won't do. And then immediately is nope, never mind. Take it back. The Kun family does tend to stir stuff up. We only have 2 with us and they're already causing havoc. Didn't Tiny Kun and Beta, aren't they also here right now? We haven't checked in with them. They like showed up and they're like, hey, we made... What's going on? And Bodum is also, he was hanging on. So we got other stuff going on. There's too much. I can't keep up with everything anymore. I'm just like rolling with the punches at this point. Good. Stay put for a little bit. Oh, or not. Never mind. Ignore me. Oh, are we like keeping ourselves up by pure Shinsu and power alone? The facade breaking though, of the bravado of I'm an immortal, and then the internal dialogue of it hurts though. Good to know. Good to know that Bomb can take him out if he wants to. Ooh, true. I guess you could get on the train on a different point, but then you're separated, and then how long is it going to take for you to regroup? Yeah, we're on a time limit. Yep. You're just teaching him new things. He's just getting better on the fly. But I hate that he's like gone. I don't like the internal being like, if I just keep pulling on it, right? It's like a string where you don't know what you're unraveling and you just keep pulling and pulling it. I'm like, no, stop. Because it wants him to let all the power out, right? There's that craving underneath of it. I do like the different colors too, to differentiate the different stages of the movement. Boy, calm down. Come up for air. Take some deep breaths. Meditate. Goodness gracious. This isn't even what we're supposed to be focusing on. Dramatic shot though. She did look back, at least, maybe? The clenching fist though, maybe she's upset. Because again, Bam is everything that Rachel wants to be, right? He's just so inherently powerful. And that is not what she is. And she's witnessing how much she has progressed. And it is so many leagues and bounds ahead of her that it probably is frustrating to know that he's special. And she has to fight so hard to even be considered slightly as special or as important as Bam just is existing. I do love that we have all these colors coming in dynamically because there's so much movement happening. There's so many different power sets being like mixed together because Bam's whole thing is that he basically copies other people's stuff, right? He sees other people use their abilities, use their attacks, and he can copy it and shift it and make it adapt to what he needs. So having all these different color palettes throughout it, I think just shows that, right? He's constantly shifting between different forms of attacks and combat and styles, and it's all just mixing together into this rainbow of knowledge. He's holding his own though. We've built up that we have some heavy hitters surrounding Rachel, and like even Daniel alone building up how scary and powerful he is. And Bam's just like holding his own very well, and he hasn't even found the bottom part of his power. Like he's just continuing to pull more and more of it, which is scary but impressive. You were going easy? I don't know, you seemed a little desperate. I would like you to not try to kill him. Thank you. He's scary though. The lighting on his face. Dang. Oh, there's so much happening. My brain is overwhelmed. Okay, so we are like referencing back. We're like, yes, there are other people who are also joining the fray because there's more history. See, we left complicated so long ago. God, I love all the line work coming in. Not only is it adding more detail into it and just very stylistic, but it's adding so much movement to everything that I love it. Because there's so much going on active wise. I'll be interested to see what the art style is like after. Maybe things chill a little bit. I don't know when that'll happen, but when they do, to see how the line work has evolved in that. Because you get something like this, like she's more stagnant, and that's like in stark contrast to this, right, where we have all the clouds and plumes and like energy and stuff, and like even Wangnon's like clothing like blurring on the edges because there's so much movement happening in all of these panels, and then the line work in a more stagnant panel being far more of what I'm used to with the line work in this series. And it's just a cool little dynamic that's been added in, and I like it. Oh, we just cooled off? Cassino's just cool now? I'm just gonna yell at you to stop. That'll work. You know what? Points for passion. Yeah, he is a lot stronger than last year, I would assume. I assume no one really knows what he's capable of. Honestly, I don't think anyone has a good idea. Is the Thorn Needle the majority of his power? I don't know. He was pretty powerful before that. He was already the Slayer nominee before, right? Or at least they wanted him to be. I think you're like assuming too much about where his power comes from. Yes, do we know that name? That could be anyone. We fought so many people that I'm just like, I don't know. God, the lighting's so interesting too. We have so much shadow over Bam's eyes throughout this whole thing because he's only partly there, right? He's not disconnected in the way that he was with Violet, where we didn't get to see his eyes at all because he was just completely pulling himself out of the situations that he was in so that he could do what he needed to do and continue to survive and progress, right? But having the shadow is his intent behind what he's doing is true to who he is in terms of he's lashing out from this place of desperation, but it's clouded by the power that's like digging into him and wanting him to use more and more of it, right? Like he is both in control and out of control simultaneously. So having the shadow instead of like completely blocking his eyes is like he's there, which is the scary part, but he's also like partly out of control of what's going on. Did you just call him like a weakling? Look, he is a cinnamon bun. He looks like a cinnamon bun could kill you. That's just who he is. An invincible state, that's scary. Cool panel, but especially him hunched over, right? There's something disconnected about his posture, especially with the needle over top of him, right? It feels like he's almost a marionette in contrast. Are you trying to make him pull up too much power for him to be anywhere close to controlling it? Sir, person, who we have not been formally introduced to yet? I think you probably have. Wait, Mad Dog? Haven't we already had someone like that? Are you just gonna let it happen? You need to get on that train. Yes, Rachel, remember? That's what we went nuclear for to begin with. Ooh, scary. Are we not going up? There's a staircase right there. Is it gonna fall out from under you the moment that they step on the train? I don't know. Yeah. Y'all are like, dang, they got away. And Bomb's just, you thought. Also, they have a hostage. We have a whole other friend that we're trying to get back. That is not Rachel. Sir, Bomb, I need you to come back to Earth, both physically and mentally. You know what's bad when even Daniel's, this dude is crazy. Literally just said that. Yeah. Yep. Rachel, what are we doing? Are you just gonna are we manipulating now? He's not gonna do that. You have to stay with me, but alive. Which is also scary. Oh my god, Mom. I'm gonna need you to try therapy or something. Ma'am, are you pushing him again? You better not be pushing him again, or I swear to God. I have so many cuss words just lingering. Try to keep my channel PG, at least on my end. Is the next panel gonna be like before? No. I was like, are we gonna get the like POV like we got before? I'm gonna need to do some meditation. I'm gonna need to come down to earth after this, because what do you mean she pushed him again? It's a fictional story. It's a fictional story. Fictional person. It's fine. It's fine. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep being mad about it. I'm gonna keep at it. The fact that she's sorry. No. What do you mean you pushed him again? What do you mean you gave him some kind of revelation, shattered his world and what he was trying to accomplish, and then pushed him again? Stop trying to kill him, please. Stop breaking our little cinnamon bun's heart. I know that he was turned to a little bit of a monster there at the end, okay? I know he was scary. I know he was actively trying to beat up a bunch of people and take you with him, probably through basically like kidnapping. I understand. Toxic, awful, bad. He should not be doing any of those things. I get it. You didn't have to do him like that. You didn't have to be like that. I need Kun to read you to filth again. Yeah, I think you need to be put back in your place or pushed. I said before, but some people just need to be hit. Some people have never been punched before and you're like, it shows. I need someone to push her from a very tall height for therapeutic reasons. However, I think that it is a bit of a revelation moment for Bomb, okay? Method aside. But the fact that she said, I am going to continue traveling up the tower, and if that is something that you are not okay with, you're gonna have to kill me. And the fact that she said, I'm willing to sacrifice all these things, I'm willing to sacrifice you, I'm also willing to sacrifice my life instead of going back, I think is a very important moment for Bomb, right? Because we'll just go back, you were happy, we can go back to when it was just the two of us, when we were together, when you were happy, right? When you were happy. And the fact that she's, I would rather die than go back, I think is a very important thing for Bomb to know, because I think up to this point, he's just been like, it's fine, we could just go back, which I think is also coming from this place of desperation, because he has other friends now. He has other people that he is invested in and has spent a bunch of time with and wants to help. So the fact that he just completely closed off all of that, he wasn't thinking about his other friends there. He wasn't thinking about the fact that we have someone also taken by this group. Everything slipped away in the face of desperately needing Rachel not to leave him. That I think that thought of we'll just go back is from that place of desperation of I will give up everything in order to be with you. And Rachel says, I would rather die than be with you, which is stings in and of itself, but I think is an important thing for Bomb to know, right? To just know that when push comes to shove, when it really comes down to it, that is how she feels, which means there is no going back. There is no getting to go to that previous point. There's no we get to be happy together side of all of this chaos. She has chosen that. And as much as I don't like her, you gotta respect her choice, right? If that's what she chooses, you can't just force her to be with you. You can't force her to be somewhere that she doesn't want to be that won't make her happy. But dang, that he's gonna need some time, and we don't have time, but he's gonna need some time to recover from this one. Dang, the rage that I feel. I feel angry every time we see Rachel anyway, but the rage that I feel about how she pushed him again. I'm gonna have to stop recording this so I can vent to my walls. I'm gonna need to get some of this out. But I hope you enjoyed reading that along with me. You can click this place to go into my previous reactions, or you can subscribe so next time I post a Tower of God video, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.